Hello and welcome back. So in the last video, I was saying how the first day of school was coming up and how I'm excited and nervous at the same time because I want to do very well and I wanted them to like me. My first year teaching, I had a great schedule. I had 3-day weekends every week. That's because I didn't have any classes to teach on Monday. But on my second year of teaching, my 6th grade class on Friday moved to Monday, and my 3rd grade class on Wednesday moved to Monday. So I had 2 classes on Monday, which means bye-bye 3-day weekend. For both years I was teaching, I only had to teach 15 classes per week. So that means it could have been any combination of curriculum classes, which are the classes in the white blocks, and after-school classes, which are in the purple blocks. I ate lunch at school 4 days a week, both years, and it was great because we eat lunch quickly, we could play games, and yes, brush our teeth together because in Korea, everybody brushes their teeth after eating. Lunch wasn't free, and it was taken out of my paycheck at the end of every month. The first year, lunch was about 50 to 55,000 won per month, and during the second year, the lunches got a bit more expensive. Personally, I don't think it was expensive at all. I honestly think it was cheaper for me to eat lunch at school than to eat lunch at home. And the big thing that I felt like was a benefit was the fact that I got to eat lunch with not only my students, but also the teachers at my school as well. So it was a really great opportunity. You always bond over food. Every class that I taught, I had a co-teacher, except for the classes that I taught that I didn't have a co-teacher. I worked with the co-teacher differently for each class. So for example, for curriculum classes, I taught with the homeroom teacher. For 3rd grade, the homeroom teacher was there in the classroom during English classes, but he was only there to help with classroom management. It was my responsibility to teach the material for the classes. For 4th grade, the teacher and I taught together for the entire lesson. I would open the classroom with some greetings, I would do the review, and then she would do the teaching of the new lesson, and then together we would play the game and the review at the end of the class. For 5th grade, the teacher and I alternated lessons. I would lead the first lesson, he would lead the second, and so on. So when I was leading the class, he would be in the classroom, but he would only be there if I needed any backup. And vice versa. If he needed any backup, I would be there to help with pronunciation, and also, if the class was uneven, I would participate so that the class was totally even. I know we're not supposed to have any favorites, but 6th grade was my favorite. For 6th grade, I was the one in charge of teaching. The homeroom teacher was actually not in the classroom while I was doing English classes, so that basically meant that I had free reign with all the English classes. And it was amazing! 4 out of the 5 after-school classes, I had a co-teacher, and this co-teacher was a teacher from outside of school. We worked together to teach the kids phonics and vocabulary. I taught this 3rd grade after-school class alone. They were a silly and energetic bunch, so we played a bunch of games that helped reinforce whatever we learned in curriculum classes and whatever we would learn in the other after-school classes. Here's the juicy bit that you're probably waiting for. How is teaching? I wrote in my journal the morning of that first day of orientation, and here's what I wrote. February 7th, 2018. After traveling for 24 plus hours, I'm finally here. After months of preparing and waiting, I'm finally here. And yet, why do I feel so unsettled? I see everyone here and they seem like the complete opposite of me. It makes me doubt my success. I know that self-doubt is what is plaguing me right now. The fact that I'm giving into the thought that I won't be successful or thrive in this experience simply because I'm different. Self-confidence is the belief in your ability to basically figure it out. It doesn't generate on the gamble that others will fail. It comes from a whole belief that you are worthy. so I gotta remember that. Now, to conquer this self-doubt thing, this is a thought that's filling my mind right now. I'm an introvert. I'm sometimes shy, so compared to everyone else, I won't be a great teacher, nor will I enjoy or even thrive in this program. My counter: success is not dependent on any one type of person. Success is dependent on how much effort you put into the thing to be successful. It's about using the failed experiences and the successful experiences to learn from them. Being who you are doesn't hinder your success. I don't want the negative thought that I'm thinking to keep me from enjoying the experiences of this program. At the end of the 3-week orientation, I surprised myself so much. I didn't know that I would enjoy my time there as much as I did, especially seeing as how I was so worried in the beginning and how I was already doubting myself. But I did it, and I thrived. The kids that I taught were a crazy and silly and energetic bunch, and I have given them my heart. I don't have a degree in teaching. I didn't have any experience in teaching. I didn't know the correct practices or the formal practices for teaching. But I can say that I gave it my heart and soul, and I gave those kids my heart too. Looking back at my 2 years in Korea, I wasn't just a teacher, I was also a student. My students taught me to let go because lesson plans don't always go as planned, and to be flexible and think fast, because when those lesson plans don't go as planned, you gotta quickly come up with a new game plan. Be patient. Patience goes a long way in the classroom, especially with 3rd graders whose first language is not English.